and he's got his own little sketchbook here, and in the background you can see the farm animals just faintly, so it's like he's summed up his whole life in a way just in one tiny little self-portrait. Hello, welcome to MHA Digital Communities. My name is Ruth. I work here at the Silk Museum part-time as well as a freelance artist. I'd like to introduce you to another of Charles Tunnicliffe's paintings in this museum that we're lucky enough to have. This is one of his mother and his sister, and they're gathering in the washing in the yard. This is at their farm in Sutton, where they lived with Charles and his 4 sisters and mother and father. As you can see, they're wearing clogs, which their father will have made because he was a shoemaker. Very high quality. In fact, even though he was still running the farm and working very hard with that, he still got orders to make shoes. And somebody that moved out to Canada even had some sent out to him because they were such good quality. So he was like his father in that sense. Everything he did was very well done. So I like this painting because I feel he's really captured the movement of the washing blowing about, and it's just very ordinary everyday life, but that's what he would see. You know, it was a big part of his life, seeing his mother and sister working away in the house and keeping the farm going. And you've got a little basket here. I would imagine they probably had some hens running around here. But I think it really is nice because it sums up his life in Sutton, very much, which was such a big influence for Charles Tunnicliffe in his work. Moving on, we've just got some etchings, which is a technique that Charles Tunnicliffe learnt, particularly studied it in his last year at the London Academy of Art. He specialised in engraving, and you can see here he's done a self-portrait, and he's got his own little sketchbook here, and in the background you can see the farm animals just faintly, so it's like he's summed up his whole life in a way just in one tiny little self-portrait, which is really very beautiful. He's got his little pencil, and that is done as an etching, which is a technique where you put wax over a copper plate, you draw into it with a sharp tool, and it's then put into a bath of acid, and then it's what's known as the bite, and then when it's taken out and rubbed off, you can then find that the drawing that you've done has etched grooves into it. The acid has bitten away where the scraper has taken away the wax. So then you can rub ink into it and then put a piece of paper onto it and put it through a press, and that's how you get an etching. So when somebody says, oh, it's just a print, it's just an etching, there's a lot of work that goes into it. And you might do, say, a number of etchings but off the same plate, but each one would have to be inked up separately, and it's quite a lot of hard work, which was something Charles Tunnicliffe didn't shy away from. And below is his wife, Winifred, who he met at the London Academy and subsequently fell in love with and married. And she was actually an artist in her own right as well.